Welcome to Learn English as a Second Language. The right place to learn English quickly.
Learning English can be a fun and rewarding journey, and one of the most effective ways to learn is by focusing on sentences that are used in the workplace. By practicing these sentences regularly, you'll start to understand the structure of the language, how words are used together, and how grammar works in context. Here's how you can start learning English with simple sentences related to work, along with explanations and tips to help you along the way. First, it's important to start with sentences that are relevant to your work life. This will make learning more practical and help you remember the sentences better, because you'll be using them often. Let's go over 20 simple sentences that you can use at work every day, along with explanations for each one. I start work at 9 a.m. Explanation. This sentence is in the present simple tense, which is used for habits or routines. Start work is the verb phrase, and at 9 a.m. tells us the time this action happens. I check my emails first thing in the morning. Explanation. Check is the verb, and my emails is the object. First thing in the morning tells us when the action happens. I attend a meeting every Monday. Explanation. Attend is the verb, and a meeting is the object. Every Monday specifies the frequency of the action. I work on my project in the afternoon. Explanation. Work on is the verb phrase, and my project is the object. In the afternoon indicates the time. I have lunch with my colleagues at noon. Explanation. Have lunch is the verb phrase, and with my colleagues specifies who is involved. At noon tells us the time. I review documents before submitting them. Explanation. Review is the verb, and documents is the object. Before submitting them tells us when the action happens. I file paperwork at the end of the day. Explanation. File is the verb, and paperwork is the object. At the end of the day indicates the time. I attend training sessions regularly. Explanation. Attend is the verb, and training sessions is the object. Regularly describes the frequency. I report to my manager every week. Explanation. Report is the verb, and to my manager specifies the recipient. Every week indicates the frequency. I plan my tasks for the week ahead. Explanation. Plan is the verb, and my tasks is the object. For the week ahead indicates the time frame. I update the project status daily. Explanation. Update is the verb, and the project status is the object. Daily describes the frequency of the action. I organize my desk before leaving work. Explanation. Organize is the verb, and my desk is the object. Before leaving work tells us when the action happens. I go home at 6 p.m. Explanation. Go is the verb, and home is the destination. At 6 p.m. tells us the time of the action. Each of these sentences is structured using the present simple tense, which is often used to describe habits, routines, or facts. The basic formula for the present simple tense is subject plus verb, base form, plus object/complement. For example, in the sentence, I start work at 9 a.m. I is the subject, start is the verb, work is the object, and at 9 a.m. is the complement that adds more detail to the sentence. Tips for practicing and using these sentences. Repetition. The more you repeat these sentences, the more natural they will become. Try to say them out loud several times during the workday. Context. Use these sentences in real work situations. For example, when you start your day, say, I start work at 9 a.m., out loud. When you attend a meeting, say, I attend a meeting every Monday. Writing practice. Write these sentences down in a journal or notebook. Writing helps reinforce what you've learned and improves your memory. Mix and match. Once you're comfortable with these sentences, Try changing them slightly to fit different work scenarios. For example, change "I check my emails first thing in the morning" to "I check my emails after lunch." Speak with colleagues. Practice these sentences with a colleague or language partner. Speaking with others helps improve your fluency and confidence. Listen and imitate. Listen to how native speakers use similar sentences in meetings, emails, or work conversations. Imitate their pronunciation and intonation. Grammar awareness. Pay attention to the grammar structure in these sentences. Notice how the subject, verb, and object work together to form a complete idea. Vocabulary building. Focus on the key verbs in these sentences like start, check, attend, work, and prepare. Expand your vocabulary by learning new verbs and trying to use them in similar sentences. Daily practice. Make it a habit to practice English at work every day. Even if it's just for a few minutes, consistency is key to progress. Use technology. Language learning apps can help you practice these sentences with interactive exercises and quizzes tailored to workplace scenarios. Flashcards. Create flashcards with these sentences. On one side, write the sentence in your native language, and on the other side, write the English sentence. Test yourself regularly. Grammar exercises. Do simple grammar exercises that focus on the present simple tense. This will help reinforce your understanding of sentence structure. Create scenarios. Imagine different work scenarios and practice using these sentences in those contexts. For example, picture yourself preparing a report and think of sentences like, "I prepare reports at the end of the day." Learn from mistakes. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Correcting them is part of the learning process. If you say something wrong, learn the right way to say it and practice until it feels natural. Watch and learn. Watch videos or presentations in English, focusing on how professionals use similar sentences. Try to repeat them or use them in your own work conversations. Join a language group. If possible, join a language learning group where you can practice these sentences with others who are also learning English for work. Set small goals. Set daily or weekly goals for using these sentences in real work conversations. Start with simple interactions, like greeting a colleague or discussing a project. Review regularly. Go over these sentences and explanations regularly. Repetition helps to reinforce what you've learned and keeps it fresh in your mind.